Okay, hello everyone. Hope you are having a great weekend. Hope wherever you are in the world you're staying safe, being smart, trying to avoid as much as possible catching the coronavirus. So far, no one in our immediate vicinity has been reported as having it. Now it is starting to get into the area where we live, so everyone's trying to be as smart as possible, I hope. And if you've been affected by it, I hope everything's going well for you. I know I have a friend on the MiyoLinux Telegram group who lives in Italy, and man, things are really bad over there. So, wishing everyone over in Italy all the best wishes in the world. Okay, this is to give you a heads up that Mio I-swim is now available. I call it Mio I-swim, Ice Window Manager. And we're going to look at the release notes here. It's available as 32-bit i686 with the Pi kernel, 64-bit and 64-bit UEFI. Adarsh, who is my super duper tester, has he and I have been trying to figure some things out. He was wanting a different display manager other than Slim, and we finally, after testing several, have to remember now this is Devuan, and things are a little bit different in Devuan than they are in Debian. We finally settled on LightDM. I did have the idea of including including both Slim and LightDM and let the user decide which one they want to use, but after even thinking about it more, we went with LightDM. And this is what your login screen is going to look like. Your name, your username will already be filled in. You just have to type in your password and hit enter on your keyboard and it'll log you in. This is using the paper icon theme. This right here will be your session manager. Like if you choose to install a different desktop environment or a different window manager, you can come here and set it. That was ultimately, as much as I love Slim, it's not convenient for some people, because on Slim, if you want to choose a different session, you have to tap the F1 function key. Tap it until you reach the one you're wanting to use, and it doesn't save the previous session. Like if I was using Slim and I had OpenBox, i-swim, i3, and XFCE all installed, it would choose whatever the default is. And let's say I was using XFCE this time, and when I logged out or shut down and turned the computer back on again, it would go back to whatever the default was, and you'd have to hit the F1 key until you got back to XFCE if you wanted to use that again. So that's ultimately what led me, is just to help users. I prefer Slim myself, but I like LightDM also. And one thing that actually surprised me when I was testing it, I don't know how it happened, but LightDM at first boot, when I checked the RAM usage, was actually a little bit less than it was with using Slim as the display manager. How that happened, I don't know, but it happened. Anyway, this is your login screen. And of course, this is I-swim. And we're going to look at the release notes. And at this time, I'm going to just get rid of myself because you don't need to look at me. Alright, so here we go. Let's close that. And let's look at the release notes. Now, this is not the default wallpaper. I have the wallpaper changer running. So it's going to change the wallpaper every 10 minutes. But let's go ahead and look at the release notes. I'll show the default wallpaper in a minute. If you're familiar with any of the past previous releases, you'll know what the default wallpaper is. And I've already doctored up Medit so that it'll be easier for you guys to read. Okay, now I'm not going to close that because we're going to come back to it. Let's scroll down to the release notes. Well, there, the wallpaper just changed. Let's go ahead and show that. You can see there. That's the only new wallpaper that I personally made for this release. There is a surprise here, though. All right, in the release notes, we talk about the I-swim applications menu. I-swim uses icon sets that are ping or XBM only. You need to remember that. Now, you can use like papyrus icons, but you won't. The menu will not adapt to SVG icons. It will only use ping or XBM. Alright, I didn't talk about the application menu. The applications menu, now if you're familiar with I-swim, this may not look like your normal menu. Usually you have a lot more stuff in here. The applications menu is XDG menu maker. And whenever you add or remove an application and you want it to show up in your menu, you just need to come right here and click on Update Menu. Okay? And while we have this open, let's come over here where we can actually see it. Well, let me do this. I'll minimize this for a moment. Since we have the menu open, we'll go over the menu. You get a quick link to your file manager, PCMan-FM, LX terminal. The run command is dmenu, and there's also a shortcut key for that. Screenshots, this is in the release notes, but I'll go ahead and tell you the screenshots will all go into your pictures folder after you take a screenshot here. What you get on this system, you get Medit for your text editor and nitrogen. Graphics, you don't get anything. I added Image Viewer for this video to show you that screenshot of the login screen, and we're going to look at some of the wallpapers in a minute. Multimedia, all you get is PAVU control. I added Simple Screen Recorder to do the video. And settings, you get the basics that you normally get in MiyoLinux. You get your Network Manager, which is Conman UI, Customized Look and Feel, Keyboard and Mouse, Monitor Settings, Notifications, and Power Manager, which is the XFCE Power Manager. And under System, you get BleachBit, File Manager, GW, Gparted, LX Terminal, Synaptic for managing your packages if you want to use a GUI, and the infamous Xterms. System accessories, we have under configuration files, you can edit Compton, Conky. These are your keyboard shortcuts. You can edit your menu, which is this right here, and edit the startup script. PCMan is root, Customize Look and Feel is root, so you can customize the look and feel of the root account. Turn Compton on and off, turn Conky on and off, touchpad controls, and live keyboard layout. Okay, restart I-swim for when you make some changes to I-swim. Preferences, I'm not going to go over all this, but I do want to point out, if you do make any changes in preferences, if you click on any of these and you want that to stay, always remember to come down here and click on Save Modifications. And on themes, the only extra themes that I added are my own, which are MiyoLinux Dark, which is what we're running right now out of the box, and MiyoLinux Lite. And there went the wallpaper changer, yay! And I also added Errata, which he has several different versions, and Errata Dark. And this is actually what I based the MiyoLinux themes on. I just changed around some colors and some icons and a few other things, and I gave him full credit. If you look at the theme folder, I gave him full credit. And we get a log out, which if you click on that will give you this little log out menu. You can shut down, reboot, log out, and screen lock. And the screen lock is using LightDM. I'll go ahead and click on it. I tested this yesterday while I was recording a video, and it kept recording when I locked the screen. So let's go ahead and try it and watch it not work this time. Okay, hopefully you guys can still hear me. So what happens, you lock the screen goes black like you just saw. And just move your mouse and enter your password again. Alright, so let's cancel that out now. Alright, back to the release notes. Talked about the menu. I-swim uses ping or XBM icons. Changing the I-swim theme and using restart I-swim. Alright, this is the one bad area. If you change the theme, let's go down here to themes. Let's say I'm on MiyoLinux Dark and I want to change over to MiyoLinux Lite. I'm not going to do it on the video. If I change the theme, or if you change the theme, you are temporarily going, well, you're not temporarily, unless, never mind, I'll be quiet about that because I don't know what I'm saying. If you change the themes, you're going to lose the wallpaper, and the conky is going to go a little funky on you. Well, I'll tell you what, I'll go ahead and change it just to show you, because I'm not embarrassed. It doesn't work exactly perfect. All right, so let's change to MiyoLinux Lite. All right, I don't know if you can see it. It's going to mess up here more right here on this conky. See how those words are kind of messed up? There's extra shadow now around this. Let me go back, and we lost the wallpaper. Let me go back to the dark. Blah, blah, blah. So what you need to do is just open up your menu, nitrogen, and while we're here, this is the default wallpaper. There's that. Turn your wallpaper back on and turn conky off and back on. And everything's back to normal. I know that's not ideal, but hey, that's what happens when you change themes. When you restart I-swim, I'll go ahead and do that too, just to show you. Restart I-swim. Well, it appears everything is okay. No, I can see the extra shadow around the conky up here, around MiyoLinux. It also, you don't lose the wallpaper, but it does mess up the conky when you restart I-swim. So, same situation, just turn conky back off and on again if you restart I-swim. Alright, see, I'm not afraid to tell on myself. Alright, the wallpaper changer. There's two options in the startup script, and let me go ahead and open the startup script. Now, I'm running the wallpaper changer right now. Come over here to startup, and alright, wallpaper options. You can use nitrogen. That's what it comes with default out of the box, is nitrogen controlling the wallpaper. If you want to use the wallpaper changer, which will change the wallpaper every 10 minutes which that can be adjusted, and I'll show you that in a moment. Just comment out nitrogen, uncomment wallpaper changer, and then log out and log back in, and you're good to go. Let's look at the wallpaper changer code. Let's see, it's found in user, local, bin, wallpaper changer. Let's say, now it's out of the box, it's reading this folder right here, user, share, wallpapers. If you have wallpapers that you want to use, you can either put them in here, you'll have to do it as root, you can move them into this, or you can change this to whatever you want the wallpaper folder to be. Okay? And if you want it to be more than 10 minutes or less than 10 minutes, this 600 is 10 minutes. Okay? You need to figure out, that's in seconds. 600 seconds is 10 minutes. So if you wanted to do like every 2 hours, here's the formula you would use. 60 seconds times 60 minutes times 2 hours equals whatever that equals. I'm not going to try to figure it out right now. I think it's 1800, but I could be wrong. Anyway, 60 seconds in a minute, 60 minutes in an hour, times 2 hours. 60 times 60 times 2, whatever that answer is, that would be what you'd want to put right here. Okay? So that's how that gets changed if you want to change it and you're using the wallpaper changer. Alright, how to activate the firewall. I don't need to go over that. The update notifier, all I'm doing, I'm letting people know that it's not installed. I do give the link where you can download. There's 3 versions. You can download them as a deb file and easily install one. And I did give the link where they can be downloaded. Alright, here's what I'm excited about. User submitted wallpapers. Now, I've mentioned it previously, we have a Telegram group for MiyoLinux now, and I've actually really been enjoying it. I've never been much of a what's it called, social media person. I don't have a Facebook account, I don't have a Twitter account, I don't have any of those type of accounts. But it was requested to start a Telegram group, and I decided to go ahead and try it. And I've actually really been enjoying it. We have a lot of fun on that group. It's not just about MiyoLinux. It's not just about Linux or anything like, you know, it's kind of like we're just a bunch of guys having a good time, enjoying talking to each other. And of course, Linux does come up. But anyway, I asked if anyone would be willing to use or to submit some wallpapers for this release, and we did have 2 guys that submitted wallpapers. Let me go ahead and show those wallpapers to you. Let's see. Oh, I should have stayed where I was. User, share, wallpapers. And what I've done, I've named them according, like I have 3 here from a Darsh, and of course a Darsh he's like my right hand man. He does a lot of the testing for me, especially on UEFI. I don't have UEFI. Throw ideas against a Darsh, he throws ideas at me, and he has 3 that he submitted. And Paolo, I hope I'm saying your name right, Paolo, if you're watching this. Paolo submitted one. So let's show those to you where you can see them just a little bit easier. Alright, here's one from a Darsh. Let's try to find, that's the second one from a Darsh. And I love colors, so that's fantastic. And here's one he made. I thought that one was really good. kind of a leather background with these leather straps. And now let's see if we can find the one from Paolo or Paolo. I hope I'm not butchering his name. This is the one from Paolo. Whoa, what happened? Am I on some kind of... Where did it go? There it is. Okay. Anyway, I have them named according to the names of the person who submitted them. Adarsh, and Paolo. So I want to thank those guys for taking part and becoming part of the MiyoLinux respin. Screenshots, I've already talked about. Screenshots will go in your pictures folder and miscellaneous notes. I think there are one or two miscellaneous notes I want to look at. Okay, if the launchers remain in your menu, what to do about that. Root account, I don't need to talk about that. It's self-explanatory. Okay, here's where I gave credit to the guy for the themes that I adapted to use for MiyoLinux. Yeah, here number lock is not included. If you want to use number lock, you just need to install the package numlockx, and it will automatically be turned on. You don't have to add it to the startup script or anything like that. The reason I didn't include it, there are some keyboards that don't have a separate number keypad. The number keypad is actually integrated into the regular keyboard, and if the number lock is automatically turned on, and it will be, it will automatically get turned on. Something in these latest kernels or whatever, I don't know what causes it. You don't have to call for it like in a startup any longer. It just automatically is on. And with those people that have a number keypad integrated into their regular keyboard, that can cause some issues. So I did not include it. If you want your number lock to be turned on automatically, just install numlockx, and I think it might come on if you reboot. I think you'll have to reboot for it to take effect. And I give the invitation code. If you want to join us on the Telegram group, there it is right there. And I talk about how to use the MiyoLinux tools, the Refracta tools in MiyoLinux, and special acknowledgments. Talk about the font, and when I say the font used for the MiyoLinux logo, I'm talking about this right here. Thank the developer at XDG Menu Maker. Fantastic applications menu. Here I could thank the guy again who provided the Areta themes. I think they're absolutely beautiful. The thing about it, they look like the Arc window controls, but the colors are actually Adwaita instead of Arc. So that worked out fantastic for me. Thanks to Adarsh Bot, MiyoLinux Advisor, Idea Knocker, and ISO Tester Extraordinaire. And he really is. Deepest thanks to Devuan and F. Smith Red of Refracta. And finally, my sincere thanks to anyone who may use MiyoLinux. And I really do hope you enjoy it. So that's it. I did include, let me look at customize look and feel. I'll go over real quick. I did include, we're running MiyoLinux Dark right now. I'll look at MiyoLinux Lite, give you an idea of what that looks like. This is what MiyoLinux Lite looks like. Well, let me apply it. Oh, I gotta change the window. I'm not gonna change the I-swim theme again. That'll match the MiyoLinux Lite theme for I-swim though. Okay. The icons, all you get is paper. You get the basics, Adwaita GNOME, high contrast, paper, and paper mono dark. And mouse cursor, I did include the DMZs, and Paper has their own cursor, but it comes out of the box on a Devuan. Alright, that's it, guys. Mio I-swim is now available. I will post the download links in the description below, and I really do hope everyone stays as safe as possible while the world's dealing with this virus, and you guys have a great weekend. Thanks a lot.